Aberdeen in recovery.
Aberdeen in recovery.
Aberdeen in recovery.
Aberdeen in recovery. We're here for you. Building that bridge from dependence to independence.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Recovery on AiR on shmu 99.8 FM. I'm Lindsay from Aberdeen in Recovery, and joining me this week is Joan, Steve, John and Stevie, also from AiR. And we have three very special guests with us today. We have Nikki, Nicola and Charlene, all from Restoration Fife. So it's going to be a good chat today with the guys from Fife to find out what they're all up to. But first of all, I'll do my usual, it'll be a bit of a longer round robin this week. Joan, how are you this week?
Oh yeah, just pounced on, well not pounced on, but yeah, I'm good this week. We're in a different kind of venue from usual, which is lovely, kind of being together. Yeah, my usual, get out walking in the morning, been back to the gym now that it's open, so dead keen on that. And it's lovely to see everybody from Restoration Fife. I'm really looking forward to this today, so yeah, just hand it back there.
Brilliant, thanks, Joan. And Steve, how are you this week?
I'm good, aye. Just like Joan's saying, I'm glad the gyms are back open. Getting like this lockdown and that things are lifting, and it's also good to see Restoration Fife, being at Fife for myself. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
right.
yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Brilliant,
Good.
excellent, thanks, Steve. John, how are you this week?
I'm good, and yeah, it's good to be here, physically here, actually with all of you. It's been a long time since we've been able to do this. So yeah, very positive indication.
Brilliant. Yes, so for the listeners out there, just to let you know, we are the past 2 weeks shows, we've been sort of telling people what's coming at AiR and this new hybrid setup that we've got going, so we can have people physically distanced in the room and people online. So this is very much a test run for the new setup for the radio. Stevie, I'll come to you now. How are you this week?
I'm not bad, Lindsay. Fine. Just glad that it's dry.
We record a couple of days in advance, so all weather forecasts may be wrong by the time we hear. And down to you girls. Nikki, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm just really excited about being on here today, and it's great to see you all. It's just unfortunate we're on Zoom, but hopefully we'll get up to see you guys in person.
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us along today.
No worries, thank you for coming.
Here.
And Nicola, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Lindsay. Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited as well about things lifting. I've been to the same cafe 2 days in a row at the weekend there, just because I could. It was just so nice to sit and have a cup of tea and a cake somewhere and look out the window.
Brilliant, isn't it? It's just it's been too long. And last but not least, Charlie, welcome. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm excited to be here as well. And I've kind of got the same feelings, quite excited about restrictions getting lifted. And possibly I'm thinking about starting a gym. So yeah, feeling really positive. And it's brilliant to be here.
Great to have you. Brilliant. Yeah, we're all excited to hear what's going on. So we've welcomed the guys from Restoration Fife. Nikki, I'm going to come to you first. Do you just want to start by telling the listeners sort of who Restoration Fife are and kind of what you're all about?
Yep, of course. So we are a Fife-wide recovery community. We've been running for 10 years. And in fact, it's our AGM in June, so hopefully you'll come to that. We'll be getting an invite. But yeah, we started off because there was kind of like a gap, as you know, you're probably all the same, between sort of people coming out of treatment and recovery and then kind of not having any community involvement after that. So it kind of started off, Shanana and Louise started the project off, and I began a year later. So we've been running for 10 years. It's been a great journey. It's developed massively over the years, and particularly the last 2 years. The girls, Nicola and Charlene, have been on board. So yeah, we're a basically low threshold, fun, substance-free recovery community for people to access and reduce isolation. There's loads of opportunities to get involved in, whether you just want to have a cup of tea, if you just want to join in loads of our outdoor activities. We do sports activities, outings, we do education, training. We mainly promote independent living and help our members build new social networks, just supporting them in a range of approaches. People can bring along their families, their kids, their friends. And yeah, we provide, I mean, I'm not going to rattle off every single thing we provide. Nicola can tell you about all the activities. That's her department now.
Brilliant.
You know, we're a recovery community and we're growing day by day. We employ people in the lived experience now as well. So we, you know, we've got quite a big team now. We've got quite a few members, members, I'm saying. We've got a few staff that are on our team now. So yeah, the project's just grown and grown. Obviously, COVID hit, and like yourselves, we've faced a few challenges with COVID and everybody being isolated and not being able to get out and do all the lovely activities that we've been doing for so many years. But we've all worked together, and I think it's brought us closer to a degree. It's certainly made us creative and how we had to deliver things. You know, so yeah, I mean, we've been on the go for a long time. We've got social media pages, so please go on and have a look on our Restoration Fife Facebook or Twitter or Instagram pages, and have a nosy at what we do. There's loads of photos on there. We have quiz nights and bingo nights, and oh God, I'll let Nicola rattle them all off because there's loads of stuff that we do. But as I say, go on to our Facebook and have a wee nosy on there.
Brilliant. I'll come over to Nicola then, actually, because I just got, you sent me through the sort of May calendar, and it all looks so good. And I know Joan Joan's already been on your social media.
I've just gone on your Facebook page to have a look. It's really bright and colourful and enticing, and I'm intrigued by what you've got on, so we'll maybe ask a wee bit about that in time.
Yeah, and feel free to join any of our, I mean, we have Zoom groups, but obviously we're out and about now with the weather and the restrictions lifting, so yeah, please do join in any of our groups. Give us a call and Nicola will send you the links. You're more than welcome to come along anytime, and that goes for anybody that wants to join in.
Brilliant. That was one thing I was going to ask you about, actually, because not so much us, but other recovery communities across the nation. I know that it's broken down a lot of barriers with being online. And if you guys, I mean, obviously, you know, we're Aberdeen City, so it's been a lot easier for folk to engage with us anyway. But Fife, I mean, it's a massive area and all these pockets of towns and villages that you cover. Have you noticed that, I mean, obviously that there's challenges with folk getting online, but have you noticed that's broken down quite a few barriers by being online?
So yeah, we have. I mean, there's been a lot of positives and negatives. Obviously, you know, when we first started off with COVID, we were like, oh, what we're going to do? We've already got a really isolated group of so we were really worried about that. But equally, the Zoom thing stuff, because White Fife is so spread out and transport is expensive, and there's all these sort of, or even anxiety, you know, getting on 3 buses to get to a group is just a nightmare. So it's opened up us being able to reach areas of Fife that, you know, we weren't able to reach before, or that we struggled to reach. So it's been a positive in a lot of senses, but equally it has been negative for people who are, not wanting to come on Zoom. Not everybody wants to come on. So I guess it's
maybe put that wedge wider, is it? That some that
it has
been more isolated because
and equally actually people from out with Fife have been able to join as well. We've had members that have moved about as well. Even one member that moved to Edinburgh was worried that they were going to be sort of isolated coming to the groups. They don't have that barrier anymore. So the Zoom stuff's really opened up us being able to reach areas that we weren't able to reach before. So but on top of that, we ended up developing a Resto at Home service, which was like us still being able to do our cooking groups and things, and getting their ingredients out to them, their calendars out to them if they needed a food bank picked up or their prescriptions. So during COVID, we've developed a lot of that. So it's all, for us, it's been quite positive in a lot of ways. We still miss the cafes and that face-to-face stuff. There's nothing can be. So try to put a positive spin on it. It's not all been negative, but yeah, we're really excited about getting back face-to-face and meeting everyone out for walks and things again. So
brilliant. It's great. You know what? It's great having you guys on, and that's the thing about breaking barriers down as well. The guests that we've been able to get on the show has been brilliant, and
that's good.
I know.
Because
that's amazing. So it does have its benefits, the online.
It does.
For sure. I'll just give the opportunity to a wee shout out to the guys in HMP Grampian. Our show gets played in the prison, and we're aware that not everyone, will be getting liberated into Aberdeen. They could be going anywhere, so the more we can hear about what else is going on up and down Scotland, the better. So it's a
definitely
great avenue for that. So for the guys who've maybe just tuned in, we're chatting to Charlene, Nicola and Nikki from Restoration Fife this week, letting us know a bit about who they are and what they've got going on. So just picking up on Joan, you were having a look at their social media before we started recording, and you wanted to ask a few things.
I did, and I think maybe Nicola might come in as well, because you mentioned about training and education, and that's my kind of background. And there was a couple of things that you mentioned. One was an empowering hour and restoration education, and I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about both of those and anything else that you're doing along those kind of education training kind of lines.
Well, our restoration education, restoration is a great name, by the way, for
it is. It's brilliant.
for getting matching words and catchy slogans. So yeah, we've got restoration education at the moment. Not things that we're delivering ourselves, but that we're in partnership with other services. So at the moment, we're doing the 7 habits of highly effective people.
Okay, yeah.
And we actually have a mix of staff and members on that. And that's the Fife Council that are delivering that for us. And so that's a 8-week course. So that's what we're doing education-wise at the moment. Our Empower Hour, I'm probably best hand over to Charlene. She's our our ambassador for our women on there.
I know. Well, I mean, it's exactly as it's called, it's so empowering, and it's a women's group, and it's more issue focused. So whatever the women come in with that day, that's kind of what we'll discuss and look for solutions and effective problem solving. We sometimes center around topics, like fear, resentment, and it's absolutely incredible to be a part of. The purpose that these women are starting to feel, just being open about their experiences and helping each other, it's absolutely wonderful, and it's evident in the feedback that we've received from them. They're absolutely loving. That's a great positive, Nikki, about the online meetings. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Aye, it does sound brilliant. I'm in the middle of developing a sort of women's programme for AiR as well, actually. So I maybe need to get in touch with you, Charlene, to pick your brains.
Definitely.
And because that was something I loved, the wow, women out walking. I just thought,
Oh, wow,
brilliant.
is that another one?
Yeah.
I saw the Ramblers, Restoration Ramblers. You've got a women's group as well getting out walking.
We
Fabulous.
have, yeah, it's a new thing that we've got on this month. So again, that's another partnership thing that we have with some local services. So there'll be our women members, and there'll be services that are bringing on along people that women that they're trying to help out that maybe aren't quite ready for restoration, but getting them in, getting them seeing other people in recovery. And bringing
That's
them
great, because I think out walking as well, you know, it's a great opportunity for that integration, because the focus isn't on recovery necessarily, it's folk that you're out having a walk in a blether, and it's you know, it's getting that
It's a very
dynamic.
soft kind of introduction to being with other people and being around other people and talking.
Yeah.
Without any pressure to do anything other than just get out walking. So yeah.
Aye, so that's excellent. Was there anything else, Julie?
I only saw what's on this week, so I haven't got what's on the rest of the month. So
I mean, obviously we've June and I, and being women, obviously we've picked up on the women's groups, but you offer sort of men's groups as well.
We do. We've got our Men's Day Wednesday.
Oh, right, Wednesday.
I can't take credit for all these names, by the way. It's a group effort. So yeah, we have a men only outdoor walking group. Tends to be a wee bit more of a brace and walk than a stroll. And new this month, we're starting a Roots to Recovery, which is going to be a gardening group that we're trialing. Which will be men only to start off with, and see how we get on with that. And that's somewhere in Kirkcaldy. We're going to get some growing done, hopefully. What else have we got on? I mean, we have our mixed groups as well. We have like the Resto Ramblers tends to be mixed walking groups, and that can range from being a bit of a tougher walk to just being a bit of an amble and a walk and talk. And this month as well, I mean, things opening up again. Obviously, things are weather dependent. We're hoping to have a picnic in the park in Dunfermline, and just get people socially distanced together for a wee snack and a drink and a chat. And yeah, fingers crossed that it's going to be nice weather that day. But that's the only thing that we're having to rely on at the moment. Yeah.
I see you've got a cooking one. Did you have facilities to do any cooking before lockdown, or is this something you've developed since lockdown that you do online cooking? So people obviously do it in their own home, but you do it online, which
yes, so yeah, it's just been hey presto, I'm cooking with Resto.
Yeah, we were fortunate in COVID, we're thinking about you.
Yes.
Yeah, so it started off, we had we've had some of our board members presenting a class, some of our staff, and this month actually we're having one of our members going to be doing one of the cooking classes. So we deliver out the ingredients to them, send them a recipe, but we're also showing them how to do it on Zoom as well. And
excellent.
Everybody who attends gets a wee Hey Presto apron that they get to keep, and we supply them with. It's generally pretty basic stuff, because you're doing it over Zoom. You didn't want it to be too complicated, but supplying people with something like a big soup pot that they've never had before. It's and it's something that's given them something to carry on that they're able to keep for their own. So that's been something that's came out of the online stuff, and it's been really successful. Everybody really enjoys it.
Has it been successful? It sounds as if it would be.
Yeah.
And it's people in their own homes, so they're actually doing it at home, and that's something for them to develop over time.
Yeah.
And it's not just the cooking skills. They'll start talking about their relationship with food. their
Mhm.
memories of cooking, their memories of special meals, of food that they've experienced, things that people swapping tips. You know, it's been really good that way.
Excellent.
Lots of ideas.
I know, yeah, we're going to be pinching that guy. This is great. But cooking is something that there is a real, appetite for, pardon the pun, but it's the skills that are learned, and if you've not had time or the inclination to learn, then, you're often starting from scratch when you're in recovery, and it's where do you go? So having a bit of fun with a cooking class, I think definitely we were looking into that sort of before COVID
We were.
in partnership with CFIN.
And sort of confidence to cook type
Yeah,
courses, which we could do
absolutely.
online.
We could do them online, like you
Yeah,
guys suggest.
provide the food parcels because
Yeah,
what do you call the place down at Ponyuk?
CFIN.
Seafine, they might help us out with something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, see, we've got the wee wheels
Sorry,
turning now.
we're moving the focus away.
Sorry.
Sharing that is fine.
We'll be happy to share any
Yes.
recipes with you.
A cookbook.
Yes,
Restoration
Restoration Fife,
Yeah.
cookbook.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we might have something planned to
We
mark
might,
our
yeah.
10 years this year.
Yeah.
So watch this
Yeah.
space. Yeah, watch this space.
So much fun. I think as much as the situation has been stressful, there's been a lot of fun had, I think, in the past months, for sure. So just on the break there, Steve, you were wanting to ask something because, as you mentioned, you're from Fife yourself.
Yeah, I was just wanting to ask you, like, if you help people with like travel fare, like from Dunfermline to St Andrews and around between. You know what I mean? Like, I used to struggle to get to places. You know what I mean? Based in the Leave-Mouth area, because like in addiction, I struggle to have money. You know what I mean? And I know Fife is loads of towns, and travelling about is sometimes problematic. You know what I mean? So I just want to.
Yeah, I mean, we had, that's one of the things with being in Fife that was always a huge barrier for us. So we decided rather than, waiting on meeting Fife Council and blah, 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 let's just buy bus tickets and dish them out to people who want to access the group. So yeah, we provide bus tickets to anybody that wants to come to our groups. Just because how difficult it is, and I think taking that barrier away does make a huge difference sometimes.
And just as a maybe an extension of that, I think we picked up on it a bit at the start, but you're not necessarily centrally based. You've got sort of pods going all over the place, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I was talking to someone yesterday and they were saying, so you're a group without walls. I says, that's right.
That's a good one, yeah.
Meeting in different places to try and reach as many people as we can.
Yeah.
So have you got a physical office space?
Yeah, we do have a base in Logelly, but we run our groups remotely.
All over.
Okay. I know Logelly yourself.
I haven't got a clue. I'm
You know,
sorry.
oh, right,
I don't come from this. I'm from the south, so my knowledge of Fife is shamefully not very good.
No, I've got a friend that stays in Logelly actually. Although it's been so long, I don't even know if she's still there. But it's really little Logelly actually. If you blink, you're through the other side.
Right.
That's true. Brilliant. So we've sort of covered about the struggles, but trying to turn it on its head and the positives that COVID's brought. And obviously we're all very excited about restrictions lifting and easing and getting out and about a bit more. is there big plans that you guys have got for do you dare to dream about 6 months' time and what you might be able to do?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just plans and plans and plans, but you're too scared to set much in stone. So we are kind of working a month, 2 months, a month that's a wee bit set in stone, and the next 2 months that are a wee bit, maybe we can do that, maybe we can't. Yeah, not taking too much for granted.
Yeah.
To wait and see.
I think we're the same. We've been chomping at the bit to get this new timetable rolled out, but very aware that we were going to do it after the Christmas and New Year holidays, and it's now May, so we're not too bad. We're sort of 4 months behind. 5 months behind.
At least we've got a kind of hybrid.
Yeah, with having this set up, it's everything's going to be available online. So if disaster does strike and we're all housebound once more, then it's not going to grind to a halt for that initial panic period,
Yeah.
But you guys were the same, weren't you? You guys got online very quickly.
Yeah, pretty much straight away. Yeah, it was a kind of, oh my God, how are we going to keep everybody connected? Actually, that's one of the things that we will continue going forward, is keeping our online groups.
Yeah.
Much as the majority will be face to face and physical, and our outings. Hopefully, we can just get back to full, getting bus loads and going places and getting back to normal, and get our cafes opened back up and things. But yeah, I think the online groups will remain, because sometimes they're a really good first port of call for people. If you are anxious and you don't want to, and there's so many options. You can call in, you can turn your video off. We'll have a wee tutorial, you can do a wee one-to-one with us on Zoom. So it definitely does have its benefits, and we'll keep it going forward as a permanent feature, I think, with Restoration.
See, in regards to the men's group, you're like out walking about. Like, I see it's where is it? East in Dunfermline, or where is it? The actual wording. Is that like it's Kirkcaldy? Aye, that's
Our men's group.
Yeah.
Our men's group's been in the Dunfermline area.
It has, yeah.
Aye.
So we've got the beautiful Dunfermline Glen. There's Fordle Firs nearby. There's where else have they been? Loch Fitty. There's lots of areas. The men's group at the moment, the men's walking group, has been generally in that area.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Routes to Bray, which is in the Kirkcaldy area. So there's that.
Quite central compared to like Dunfermline and St Andrews. Yeah, I used to go there myself, so that's quite ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. There was something else I was thinking I was going to ask, and it's gone completely out of my head. Yes, plans. Nicola, you were mentioning the picnic, or that you were hoping to have. Do you want to maybe give it? Did you mention a date for that?
Yeah, the picnic in the park is going to be on the 21st, Friday the 21st.
21st of May, okay.
It's not virtual, is it? Is it an actual picnic in a park?
It'll be in Dunfermline Glen, so in the park, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll supply food and drinks, and just get people together a wee bit and have a chat. And so it won't be something that's been like the Ramblers. It won't be so people who maybe don't feel that they can keep up with that kind of thing, or have mobility issues, or didn't want to do that kind of
families as well,
just have a wee sit down, a chat, and a wee and just stay in one area in the park and get together.
We're going to have a barbecue, don't we? We normally have barbecues, but COVID, let's be sensible and get pre-packed, kind of.
Yeah.
Us all getting our sticky fingers on causing another pandemic. So let's be safe, and we'll have a picnic this time.
Can I just ask another thing? Like, you've got hopes of like expanding this, like having bases, like for example, Dunfermline, Kirkcaldy area, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one of the things during COVID. It's gave us a wee bit of time to do a lot of development. We created a funding post for someone to come in and just help us out with that kind of thing, just so that we could expand the project. So yes, we are hoping that that will spread further throughout Fife. We've got more people in recovery in our employment now. So yeah, the aim is that we will continue to expand over Fife.
I can't think either. There was something else too. See, I've got my sheet of paper in front of me and I'm not writing anything down, so.
And are you funded through the ADP or who funds you?
Yeah, so some of our funding, our core funding is through ADP. We have grants from lottery. We've had, you know, loads of places, Fife Health and Wellbeing, Comic Relief, you know, various different organisations, but our core funding comes from ADP.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it hasn't always, but it has the last few years. It has. 5 years, I think. So, yeah.
I think that makes a difference when you've got a bit of security in funding, that you can make these development plans.
It does,
and move
yes.
forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like do funding as well to like maybe help people go to treatment? Like for example, like the first, like I know for me, like first I was getting involved with them, and I just couldn't get clean on my own, and they funded me, and I went away, and you know what I mean, that helped massively, especially being for the leave my favourite, there wasn't much help in that sense, you know what I mean? So it's just like what I ask if you could provide funding or like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not something that we have done so far. I think we have supported people. I mean, we work in partnership with First. They refer to us, we refer to them. So we will support people, but we haven't ever supplied the funding. First tend to take the lead on things like that with rehab, and that's not really something we've needed to be involved in because they've done that really effectively. So yeah, not might be something we can do in the future, but at the moment we don't.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, Steve.
Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah.
Because I think, you know, there's a lot of chatter about sort of rehab at the moment, or the lack of opportunities for people.
It's more the support when people leave rehab, and it's
Well,
having
that's the
links
thing.
with various providers of rehab, so that there's that transition and the support in recovery communities. For people leaving rehab.
Like, I think
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people from Fife that go to rehab end up in Glasgow because there hasn't been the same level of, you know, aftercare when they've came back. Hopefully that will change.
Yeah.
That's similar to Aberdeen. They used to send loads of folk, well, not loads, but there's a few folk from Aberdeen had got funding, and then there wasn't the support when they came back out.
I know.
There is now, but at the time, like 15 years ago or something, there wasn't as much stuff going on.
Right. But you have to shoot off. I'm really sorry. I've got to go and get my kids from.
That's all right, Nikki.
I feel bad. I'll leave out one Charlene with you. Sorry, guys.
But thank you for joining.
But thank you for having me. Thank you. It's been great talking.
Bye, Nikki.
All right. Bye.
Bye. The other wonders of being able to record online as well is that you can't just sort of dive in and out.
That's right.
So just to maybe circle back to plans, you know, and we're the same, we're a bit sort of tentative, we don't want to look too far ahead. But I know there's something that I think everyone that I speak to, it doesn't matter what recovery community they're from, they're just really looking forward and hoping with everything crossed that the recovery walk goes ahead this year. Have you guys been involved in the recovery walk before?
Well, personally, I haven't. I started with Restoration just January last year. And I was Charlene took me under her wing and I was helping in the Dunfermline Cafe just one day a week. And she was always telling me about these great events that they go to, and they're like, "Oh, can't wait! You're gonna love it. You're gonna love going on the recovery walk. It's so inspiring." And then, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I've seen a couple of videos of previous years, and it just looks just so much energy.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely incredible, and we love putting a bus on and us and the troops just head in there and celebrate, being in recovery. So yeah, like everyone, I'm certainly hoping that will.
We're crossing our fingers.
A couple of the guys, Steve, have you ever been to a recovery walk?
No, I was going to go to one, but I was in treatment at the time,
Right.
and I didn't get to go.
And John, you've never been to one, have you?
No, I've not been yet, but I plan to go hopefully this year.
It's so inspiring. It really is.
It is an amazing experience. Stevie,
Absolutely incredible.
No, just last year's one, Lindsay, which wasn't, it was just at a park, remember?
Yeah, we sort of done our own local kind of one just to mark the occasion, but yeah, no, it's definitely, I wasn't long into recovery myself when I went to my first one, and wow, just amazing. I think it's the aim for everyone's calendar, isn't it, that it goes ahead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've heard so much about it now.
You have to go now.
Yeah.
September. Well, September
Fingers
is long
crossed.
enough away.
September is long enough away,
Yeah.
See, like for promotion of Restoration Fife, is it just on social media? Because I know for myself, like, I didn't see much advertisement. Like, for example, see, like at doctor surgeries or chemists and things like that. Know what I mean? Because, like, I know for me, I didn't see much promotion and stuff like that. And I think that would be beneficial to people. Know what I mean? Some people hadn't even got a phone for Facebook. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like flyers and that. So. It's
yeah, a lot of it has been online. We do post out to members as well that maybe don't have a social media presence. We send our calendar out to other services for them to share with the people that they're in contact with. Things like GPs and pharmacies, they're difficult to engage in that. There's no set service, there's no one service that they all run their practices separately. So that's a kind of hard area to get into with that kind of thing. And there's still a lot of stigma even within those places for promotion of drug and alcohol recovery, even recovery. It's incredible.
You maybe get you maybe get one doctor out of the doctor practice that really does care for you or your well-being, and maybe will refer you to the hospital if you need treatment in hospital or look off. Like I can think of my doctor specifically, and she did blood tests, sugar level tests, ended up putting me to the hospital and stuff. So then the next one would just hand you your prescription and send you on your merry way. So doctor,
there's not the same priority there for
like you say, they all work separately. Maybe it'd be better if they all got together.
It's just awareness. It's raising awareness with them.
Yes.
Do you like know what the Fife Council or the budget is like, or what is expected to be? Is there more money getting put into things like this? Just a lot of personal experience. There used to be a place in Leedmouth for addicts and recovering addicts to go to, and there would day trips and stuff like that, and like things like that actually stick in my mind. Again, they were good days out connecting. Again, it's like it's just to ask, is there like a funding? Is there anything in the future that's can get more money poured into stuff like this.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure of the ins and outs of all that. You know, Scottish Government have obviously announced this big funding for reducing drug deaths, and when it comes down to it, though, you know, once it's broken down into all the different areas, it doesn't amount to enough. You know, it's obviously fantastic to be getting some money, but it doesn't amount to enough that you want to do. But yeah, I mean, usually the funding comes via the ADP, which they get their funding, they get the money from the government. So I couldn't comment too much on that. Yeah, it's not really something I've been involved in too much. But
No, well, that's it. It's wait and see. We can only plan with what we've got, and
yeah,
and
it'd be great to be able to go, you know, think beyond a year. It'd be great to be able to plan 5 years in advance and know that you've got the security there to provide services to people.
Yeah. Well, we've fast run out of time. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been really, really great. And just do a quick roundup before we get your last song that you've got for us. So if anyone's interested in finding out anything more, we'll put up links to Restoration Fife on our website, www.aberdeeninrecovery.org. You can also get in touch with me, drop us a line, chatterbox@aberdeeninrecovery.org. And if anyone is needing some help and they want to reach out, they can contact Alcohol and Drugs Action. Their phone, it's free phone 0333 344 8355. And that's the same number if you want to get a hold of the needle exchange. So thank you very much for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You're very welcome, and we'll definitely get a face-to-face catch-up very soon, hopefully.
Yes, I'm excited to meet all the different recovery communities in person.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
The flame in our name
is to shine a light onto the pathways of recovery,
which will build a bridge from dependence to independence
For the individual caught in the shadows of addiction
and looking for a way out.